I wanted to get into something as far as stuff goes. Let's say the bottle was all the way filled up and stuff. What it is and I'm going to touch upon something dealing with narcissists, psychopaths. I'm not really going to get into the minutia as far as what somebody wants to call whoever it is, but basically they'll go, oh, and then they'll have their eye on something that you have. It could be something as simple as the fact that you're happy with the simple things in life, that you're happy being able to create things, that when you it can be something like that you're honest, and that you have the ability to actually have what is called what is it? It there's something dealing with psychology. It's what is it? Kohlberg, a higher level of development, where you actually care about people. Um, you have the ability to care about people, and like not just want clean water for yourself to drink, but you think that all people should have clean water to drink, and and that it's not, and that you find it unconscionable that people are not given clean water to drink, and that poisons are being put into water, and so I or that uh a woman changed her mind and didn't want to have an abortion, and was held down on a table by a medical doctor and a nurse, and forced to have an abortion. And you find that things like that are extremely appalling, and you realize that if that happened to a woman in an abortion clinic, then that could happen to a woman whenever there's a medical doctor around. But not only could it happen to a woman, it could happen to a man. And it's like the red flags go off, and you don't want something like that to happen, because you find that basically that there was force involved in deception, and from reading about things, you know that people who end up having abortions tend to get depressed, and that you don't think that the medical doctors were honoring the original Hippocratic oath not to do any harm. And what I'm getting at is, and you're outraged at what's going on, and I bring that up because it's just like my DNA being stolen for no known medical procedure. Well, my DNA could be put into a crime scene that I didn't commit, and I could be charged for a crime that I didn't commit. And people who were murdered, or what's called executed, were later found innocent of crimes. I mean, it's just like so to tell me not to think about stuff, and to not use my ability to analyze things, and to kind of like tell me to suppress my ability to look at things objectively, and to treat me differently because I'm a woman or because of the color of my skin. It just and to oh, this is something I did when this junk first came out. But basically, stop putting the gag on me. Stop figuratively bolting my lips shut. But it's not just me. It's people like me. We're basically, it's almost like we have a zipper in our mouth and we're not allowed to speak or talk about things um that are wrong. And we're tired of being bullied. We're tired of the stuff going on. We're sick and tired of the people that have hoodwinked us and conned us and intentionally lied to us and deceived us and that kind of stuff. And we don't like. I mean, I'm not the only one that doesn't like what's going on. I don't like what's going on when I think about things and I think about the word cult, cult. It's just like, dang, there's another cult leader. Just like Jim Jones. I mean, that's what I see. That's one of the things that I see. I mean, I don't enjoy the hazing that has gone on. I don't enjoy the bullying that's gone on. I don't like I don't like lot of the stuff that's gone on. And I think that's what really irritates me is that when I went to school to get an education. I didn't sit there and go to school to get hoodwinked and conned. I didn't go to school to have the books and classes and samples intentionally kept away from me. I didn't go to school to watch a school employee take out a wooden board and start hitting people with it. I didn't. I mean, when I think back on the stuff, and it's just like, I mean, who would imagine that a school employee called a school principal, assistant school principal, superintendent, and whatever didn't even disclose to me they didn't even have licenses to be calling themselves that, and that basically they use their positions to harm people. I mean, when I think back on the stuff that they do, it's just like it was just another cringe moment, just sitting there and smiling at people while people um walked into the government building and then uh even the ones called school secretaries just sitting there and acting blind when the one called a school principal was hitting people with the wooden paddles, sitting there and acting stupid. There was so much stuff that went on, and I'm talking about even in what is called preschool or kindergarten or elementary school, the stuff that went on. I mean, it's just, I mean, not only do I have firsthand knowledge of what happened, I mean, I just look at the, I could write a book on what I have firsthand knowledge of. And it would make a Stephen King novel look like it was a comic book. And that would be only from what I dealt with in the inside the government buildings called schools, or universities or colleges or whatever. What I'm saying is the government buildings that deal with with where I was supposed to be given an education. I could go after time after time after time where the ones just acted stupid, acted dumb, acted deaf, and acted blind. And it was kind of like the old saying, we investigated ourselves, we found no wrongdoing. It's like, well, what if people other than yourselves actually looked at what you were doing, and there was something like a citizen oversight committee to make sure that the ones who are harming people are held accountable and personally liable for what they're doing. Which deals with the fact that they're supposed to be the public servants. They're not supposed to just sit there and just you use their positions to harm people. But that also deals with Kohlberg's moral development and stuff. That basically, and the reason why I've concluded that there most definitely is the wrong that basically the ones in public office um shouldn't be in public office um because of their pathological lying, because of the way that they destroy people's lives. I'll give one example. I go into a government building, and I'm told that I need to change into a hospital gown, or I need to take my clothes off. And then I look, and it's just like, and then it's like there's this brownish black colored bubble on the ceiling, and I go, I have a shit. Who the fuck put that damn hidden camera where I was told to get undressed? And why was it not disclosed to me that there was a damned hidden camera in the fucking room where I got undressed? And then it's just like, oh fuck. That damn son of a bitch, the fucking mayor, was appointed to the board of the damned hospital. It's just like no telling what that motherfucker has been doing with videos of not only me but people just like me, not having it disclosed that there was a god darn hidden camera inside that fucking room. Who the fuck has been looking at me getting undressed. Why is the world being run by a bunch of fucking sexual perverts? And then going, I mean, and what it is when I looked up and it went and had that, oh shit. I'm sure it was written all on my face. And then all of a sudden, a medical doctor comes walking in the room, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" And it's just like, "Well, what's the deal? Are they just sitting there and basically through the Department of Education doing different experiments on people?" And because it was obvious that I had the aha eureka. Oh fuck! There's a damn hidden camera in the fucking room. Look on my face was the real reason why a medical doctor um did what she did. In fact, I'm going to take it a step further. I think that part of the reason why I'm being tested is to just see how much I retained from going to school. I had a medical doctor take her bare hands out and stick it into some ointment. And I was like, don't go putting that on anybody. Your hands are your hands are contaminated. But you didn't even have the decency to put on rubber gloves before you stuck your hand into an already open container of ointment. And what's really sick is that when I was in nursing school, uh, I was ostracized when talking about what is called a personal bath. And I said I would wear rubber gloves because it's just kind of like a dentist or a dental hygienist using rubber gloves. When that when given what is called a personal bath, you don't want to sit there and catch a sexually transmitted disease, and you sure don't want to have a sexually transmitted disease go to one of the patients from not wearing rubber gloves. Man, my life was made hell. It was made hell. I hated going to nursing school. I really did. It's just like, what the frick? And that was before they actually that they had, I don't know if they called it autoimmune disease or what it was, but that was before that they used the word AIDS. But basically, if my DNA, my hands touching somebody's whatever, and they're contagious, and by putting rubber gloves on my hands would decrease the probability of me taking a sexually, I'm going to use the specifics of a sexually transmitted disease, of me taking a sexually transmitted disease and given that sexually transmitted disease to people, then I think that for obvious reasons that rubber gloves should be used. That I am to wear rubber gloves. in order to minimize the possibility of a sexually transmitted disease. In fact, I was working at a place and I was really pissed off. Somebody came in with a used sex toy, and basically, so I couldn't take back pierced earrings because of state laws, but I was required to take back a used dildo and not only touch the box, but I had to open the box up and was not even given a pair of rubber friggin' gloves to use. I just think back on some of the shit that I've had to do when I ended up going to work and all that kind of stuff, and it just, that's the reason why I'm like, to me it was negligent to basically allow sex toys to be brought back, used sex toys to be brought back, and to allow me, not only me, but people like me, to be exposed to the possibility of some sort of sexually transmitted disease. I want to also go into something else that basically, not only did I have to fill out a piece of paper saying that I would not park in a certain area, that basically I was required to park way back, way back. And that wasn't my idea, but I was forced to have to fill out a piece of paper with that on it, in order to be able to, but I'm going to fast forward. At that place that is called a mall, people were raped, and who were called the administration, were negligent in disclosing that people were being raped, and they basically covered that up for corporate greed. Covered it up for corporate greed. So basically, it was much more important to go after the almighty dollar than basically than to protect uh the the women or the men who were being raped and robbed and whatever else, but because of that almighty dollar, that almighty corporate greed. Well, let's just take away the funding, the PEG funding, public education, government funding, and make sure that people never let out what is actually taking place. Get out there on the televisions. Let's act stupid and haze and take unfair advantage of people, and basically hoodwink them and con them and not disclose, give them full disclosure of any and all conflicts of interest, and not disclose who is a real estate agent and who was given brokerage licenses and who blah 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 blah, and force them to play guessing games. Oh, that's much more fun. To them, but not to me.